What is interesting at this point of time is that we can look at this like aging population that was born in a certain era, that was not having technology and so on, and they are still eager to learn. But what I am interested with it is the youth of today, the one that are like between 15 and 25 years old. How do they perceive what will be their elderly time? That's an interesting part to see. What can we do as architects, as designers, because we need to be a strong visionary of to have a strong vision of what is the future of our built environment, and to not forget that what we are designing now is not for the next 10 to 20 years, it's for the next 50 years.
Correct.
We might be having more and more co-living spaces for elderly, for example, and a sense of mobility that is much greater than what we have for our own elderly.
Correct.
At the moment. We might have some elderly that wants to move, that wants to like go and discover the world, and to be able even to relocate, although they are at an older age, knowing that technology will allow you to basically remain connected with your loved ones, although they are on the other part of the world.
Can I just ask you a question? Does this beard, is it itchy for you? Do you breathe in your own?
At some point, yes, it's like what people don't know when you have a beard, like forget about hamburger.
Right.
You cannot eat, forget it. Like frankly, and when I
It'll
see
be all over.
when I see hipsters with their big beard, I'm like, how do you do that? Like you go to any party and they offer you a kind of toast, just like, well, okay, sure, that's right. And so it's not so much in the nose; it is all over your mouth.
I can squeeze out the mustard and then eat it again.
Yeah. So that's the most difficult to deal with. So like people don't realize the life of a hipster.
Yeah. But I want to go back to the. I thought that was interesting about the ecosystem. We're designing circular economies and ecosystems, and if we're not careful, we think that that's all that's required. And then you look at the numbers and all. But actually, for that to thrive organically, you also need a set of values, right? And a vision, even within the community. Because you could say we the kampong community, that kampong spirit. That kampong spirit comes about because there's a small group of 10 houses with the same families, with the same shared values. Because for the young people to want to move into that co-living, they also need to buy into that and go, look, active elder aging would be different. I could be one of these. This is what I think a society would want. So hard to drink.
It's in a society where you want to have more like inclusion, to be together, that you can take something from what you are sharing with someone else, and it's not everyone who wants to do that. You do have some people that they don't want. Fair enough.
Right.
We have sufficient like billions of people on Earth to have some people who don't want to have this kind of interaction, but we do have a big proportion of people who want to interact, and to get a sense of satisfaction. Again, we live in an era where we have immediate reward. We post something online, we want to see the number of people who will be liking what we have posted. But beyond that, what makes us happy? But it is what makes us happy today. Is it that if, for example, I have an urban farming inside my own house and I grow plants, and as small as it can be, if you have a little bit of flower that comes out of that, then you're happy.
Yeah.
And that's it. So it's what makes you happy. It's impossible now to separate the offline interaction with the online interaction. So that's why if you grow something in your house and you take a picture of that and you post it and you see that people are liking what you did, then it's even more rewarding.
So and happiness evolves, right? Because what makes you happy when you're young and what makes you happy when you're old is different. So a lot of the stories that we're brought up in urbanized cities is what makes you happy when you're young are a lot of material goods. But as you get older, it's the flowers coming out that makes you happy, because you go, okay, maybe I've got the material goods, or maybe I'm towards the latter part of my life where I realize even more money doesn't make me happier. It's these small things. The context for my mom, who's also the same age as around the same age as your mom, was that in Singapore, she was born in a generation where when she retired, I asked her, what do you want to do? And for that generation of Singaporeans, they never thought about themselves. It was always about family. What makes them happy is there's food on the table, the kids they've gone to school, they've not gone, not be a delinquent and get into advertising. That's very good for her. Then when it came time to think about what is in it for her, what will make her happy, she was kind of stumped. Because it never occurred. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Your whole life was like, I'm here for the family. And so then when we did this, we actually had to look at, and we had to nudge her and say, okay, you can cook, you like to talk to people, you are a former teacher, and you like to plant, let's put those and then try. And now you can see her, she's completely transformed, like your mother, constantly busy, constantly. Now she's picked up drinking, so she loves her red wine, you know.
That's good. You can create at your own level at any
Correct.
point of time in your life.
Correct.
And that, of course, will open your mind, and that will allow you to innovate. Like
correct.
It's quite.
Yeah, correct. Every Singaporean, well, in the past, they want their kids to be doctor, lawyer, engineer, accountant. Okay, you can still be. Everyone now, there's so many of these, so there's no outstanding part. But if you're a creative doctor, lawyer, engineer, that's fantastic, right? Why wouldn't you? Maybe not a creative accountant, not so good, but but those other things are good. So if you apply it that way, then it becomes all right. I had a parent ask me, how do you teach creativity to your kids? I go, why is it possible to teach? Then I go like, why would you want to teach it? Because maybe the question is, how do I preserve the creativity?
Like,
because all kids are born creative. Is we kill it?
And like if I can like finish on that, is creativity comes from boredom.
Right.
If you have a kid that is bored,
he will be creative.
He will start to be creative.
Because they have to figure out stuff.
Because they have to, So if you are bombarding the kid with tuition classes, like screen time and so on, they will never be creative. They need to have a moment of nothing where they are bored, and then they will start to create, and that will really like open their mind for their future.
That's when you go to the park, and then they'll have to find stuff, leaves and sticks. We'll make something out from it, right? And use their imagination. Fantastic. Look, we kind of veered off course, but it was
great.
I love it. Yeah,
cool.
It was great.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you very much. I think it was.
Now I know what it feels like.
You need here, and you need more here as well. Cool, great. Thank you. Yes, thanks.
Fantastic.
All right.